allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We've got a busy schedule. And there's a few people that I promised that I would get them up first. The problem with promising people that you'll get them up first is when they all show up. And joining us here today is Sister Catherine. Come on up.
I'm very happy to be with you this afternoon. I've heard a lot about the Block Association, and I do believe that as neighbors we have already benefited from some of your endeavors. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we are trying to do for people in Woodhaven and other places too. You've probably read the very sad statistics in New York State and New York City. In the city alone, we have over 1 million people who do not have a high school diploma. Well, 26 of those women attend our GED class.
Thank you. It's a wonderful program. Sounds like a great evening.
I'm Supervisor Petogio, and this is Level 2 Saxton. Basically, Councilman Mike Miller, they had asked us to come here to attend this, to address any problems or any situations that you have within the area. Definitely concerning 210, am I right? With the kids being released from school and yes, destroying property or just acting violent on the streets, committing crimes, whatever it is. So I know the school's not a bad school. I know the kids can be very annoying. They're immature. They're walking home from school. I did hear at the last meeting that they were destroying property. It was to my understanding that we have a police officer from the 102nd Precinct that was driving around in a little scooter, and he was going to drive up and down the areas and the blocks of concern. Does anybody have any comments or questions?
It goes as far as Burger King.
Yes, Burger King is our area of concern, that shopping center.
And we're just north of that, so we have all of them coming up by us.
So by Burger King and down what blocks?
You gotta come up 92nd, 91st, you have to go up to PS 60 because that's where they go and hang out.
A lot of graffiti on household complaints that people called in. And we had some sponsors and who sponsored 10, 15, 25 cents per call. And all these small amounts were put together. We had a couple of larger donations, and it was the whole event. Thank you again. The whole event doubled as a fundraiser for our good friends at the Woodhaven Richmond Hill Volunteer Ambulance Corps. And we are going to present the final donation now to the ambulance corps, and the total amount came out to $550.
One more right here, please.
We're going to make a difference in a very good way, I think. We got it down to taking just a few minutes to making a call to get graffiti on a house cleaned up. So if you're willing to spend 4 or 5 minutes a week, that's it, 4 or 5 minutes a week, you can help clean up graffiti in this neighborhood. On your way home from work, you see a house with graffiti on it, go home, call it in, just once a week, 4 or 5 minutes, give us a number, and if everyone in this room were to do that once a week, think of how much of a difference we would make. I'm going to get deep here for a second, and I'm going to get a little profound. I saw something on Twitter yesterday, posted by a former resident of Woodhaven, and I think it describes kind of what we're trying to do here. You know, we're trying to make a difference on this entire neighborhood. We're a small group here in comparison to the whole neighborhood. It says here, if you think you're too small to make a difference, you haven't spent the night with a mosquito. what we're attempting to do is just that. By calling, by being a nudge, by bugging them, we're gonna get a lot of things fixed. And we just have to keep at it as a group.
And
Yes, sir.
I'd just like to add also, since our last update, Christine, my wife, ended up calling in some items we had piled up. And the person was nice enough to take all of the graffiti calls at once. And she was able to get sequential 311 numbers. She put in about 12 or 13 of them, and it took a grand total of 7 minutes.
All it takes. It's all it takes.
And it's very encouraging, and I'm happy to be here today speaking in Woodhaven. So I just want to talk a little bit about myself, my background, and then talk about what I'm hoping to accomplish when I get to Washington, and then just open the floor to any questions. That's okay. Okay, great. So again, my name's Dan O'Connor. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and that's where I did my childhood, and later moved out to New Jersey, where I did study business in university. I also have a master's degree in international relations. I then moved out to Asia, where I lived for 6 years. I traveled all around the world. Been to about probably 150 cities around the world. I have a great appreciation for other cultures. So I have a great appreciation for business owners and allowing businesses to flourish. The economy is in really bad shape right now. And when I want to introduce policies that specifically encourage growth in the economy, I'm putting forth legislation to try to help rebuild the waterfront in Brooklyn, try to bring manufacturing and jobs to that area. It's basically gone to waste for many years, the waterfront in Brooklyn. I want to try to bring manufacturing back to New York, specifically in the waterfront, try to make use of some of these abandoned factories and warehouses.
Thank you so very much. I'm Congresswoman Nydia Velazquez, and I represent the current district that doesn't have Woodhaven, basically. But now, because of the census and reapportionment, let me just say, look, I want to work with you. I am a great listener, and I am a person who has gotten results for my district from providing and securing millions of dollars for affordable housing to protecting the environment, cleaning up the Gowanus Canal and Newtown Creek. Combined is $1 billion in federal resources to help clean it up, building a greenway, money that I secure to connect entire families and provide open space and public access into the waterfront from Sunset Park, Red Hook, Columbia Street, Brooklyn Heights, Williamsburg, Greenpoint. And let me just thank all of you, Ed, Vance, all the members of the Woodhaven Residents Block Association. I know that this is voluntarism at its best, that you have dealt and you have used this organization to provide a voice into issues that are important to this community.
That's me, I look forward to that. Before we get started, I made a pledge. I think it came to $8.10. Want to round it up to $8.20?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Let me do the announcements first, because I always forget about it. We're working with Girl Scout Troop 4361. We're collecting prom gowns and prom stuff, shoes, whatever you might use, tuxedos for guys. There are a lot of kids out there who can't afford to go to their prom because they can't afford the proper clothing. So we're working with the Girl Scout troop. It was their idea. They come to us. I'm glad to be a part of it. A couple months ago, we did a mammography event, and I was glad that we did it. It worked out well. It's a free event. We had a number of people come, close to 50 people come, and 7 people had to come back for additional, not to doctors, but to their doctor for additional screening because they found something. And 3 of them wrote to us to thank us because if it wasn't for the event, they wouldn't have been able to afford to get it done. And so we're doing it again, Saturday, May 19th, starting at 9 o'clock. There's a number, you have to make an appointment. It's done very professional. The van comes and, you wait in my office and then you go in the van when it's your turn, and it helps out. So if you know anybody, it's free.
Just a little note, Mike was joking about boosting it up, and actually just dropped off a nice donation of $100. Mike, thank you. Yeah, Mike had mentioned Emmanuel Church. We'd like to thank them for hosting us here today, and also next month we're here. We're actually on a Wednesday evening next month, May 23rd at 7:30.